Hello dungeon dwellers, and welcome back to Reverse Darkest Dungeon, or I mean Legend of Keepers, which is kind of interesting. It is kind of like Reverse Darkest Dungeon, not really, but in essence it's kind of the opposite, which is kind of cool. And let's see here, we ended up in the previous episode by burning out 3 of our monsters, which means we won't have ice combo in the next dungeon, I think, because they're out for another 9 weeks. And we don't see the next, but usually it doesn't take 10 weeks before it comes around, so we gotta be prepared for not having the ice combo in the next dungeon. We can get merchant, trainer, or engineer, which means we can spend money, or spend money. Not really the best when we don't have all that much money to spend. Let's put all of our units into rooms so that we can train them in the trainer. I think we are going for the trainer here. Yes. Yeah. And if we have an elementals like you, we should try to get you leveled up, because we have a thing that makes elementals better. And we could try to focus on the elementals. I'm not sure this catalyst is enough for us to really die hard on elementals yet. But leveling up this 5 elementals is not a bad plan. Regardless, we get a new attack here. Ricochets to heroes who are already affected by burn. Which we don't have a lot of ways to apply burn yet, but we can get around to that eventually. So that actually kind of combos with the trap that we got earlier, a mortar, and that I have also upgraded, so it does work out. And eventually Succubi can end up applying burn also. It will, in fact, if I level it right now. But right now, I think we would want to level this 5 elemental. We can level the Satyr. All demons in the group, this is a new passive that it'll get. All demons in the group gain enhanced resistance at the start of the fight. Wow, that's a really good ability. Huh. Nice. I love these passives that do something at the start of the fight, because it means it will always end up doing something. And percentage reduction of the hero's damage, which is often really high, is super good. So yeah, let's spend while we're here in the trainer. Alright, so then we're going into an event without any money, which can be bad. Oh, we have an employee brawl. 2 of your employees have been caught red-handed brawling like 2 elves for a hairbrush. Will you be tough and suspend them for 5 weeks, or threaten them with a pay cut to be sure it won't happen again? And you can ignore it, or you can sanction it, or you can threaten them, which costs morale. I have never figured out what these 2 buttons do. Like, it seems like if I ignore them, I don't lose anything, and I'm not sure if there's a penalty involved. Maybe there's a dice roll that can do something. Same with sanction. I would love to have some more information here. I usually go with sanction if it's units that I care about not getting the motivation debuff on. Let's just try to ignore it and see what happens. Yeah, nothing happened. So, yeah, apparently nothing happened. Then the black market, we can sell monsters if we have for some reason, gotten too many. Which is nice when you need it. We don't need it. We don't want to get rid of any monsters. We don't have enough monsters yet. So we will get an event here. One of your employees was found dead this morning. What? But it's been too long for them to be reanimated. It must be some kind of retaliation after the brawl that occurred previously. Aha! Okay, so we found out what ignoring it does. Simply dead. Just died. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen that event. But that, of course, happened as a result of me clicking ignore in that encounter. I didn't know. But now we know, and knowing is half the battle. So, let's build a good dungeon setup here. We have fire combo, we have nature combo in here, way too much nature in fact. Some sort of air combo here with the physical up front and also bleed. I am not so sure that's the best way to go about it. We can... Let's see. The problem with you, Mr. Satyr, he wants to attack someone who already has penalties, but then he goes first in every fight, which means that he won't get to use that thing unless we use like the Dark Makers first and apply tiredness to the enemies, which is not a bad idea, I suppose. But I think I want the Satyr in the second room for that reason. There's more chance that they come in with the penalty already applied. Let's put the fire combo up in room number 1. Maybe move these guys back to room number 2. Fire combo here. We can move the Treants over, this guy back. I think I'll do it like this then. So we have fire combo and we also have nature combo here, and then we have some nature stuff here, air there, lead here. Yeah, some different stuff to go for, but no ice this time around. They'll be ready for the next dungeon though, it'll be fine. Nothing to do in traps here. Alright, let's go on in, and we always take the veterans. Of course. So, what do we have? We have a priestess with positive armor. The next in line has positive armor, which means the succubi are really good here. And then we have a tracker in the back. Priestess will do air and places a penalty. You do air to the back line. You heal morale, which is nice, and he just has extra armor, and we don't do physical damage, so we don't care about that. And then we have one that does fire damage to the back and dodges the effects of the first trap. Damage dealt to monsters affected by enraged increased by 30. We are so lucky. This one will do nothing to us. The morale here does nothing, and the armor here we don't care about. And we have two guys that shoot at the back, respectively with air and fire. And our succubi have air and fire resistance, so it's kind of perfect. Do we want to do... We could also put the fire elemental in the back though, which I think I will. I think I want to do it like this. Let me look at it for a sec here. This will do quite a good amount of damage for us. You will be attacked by these two both. Fire and air, which are resistance to both. Oh, but they do a lot of damage. See, they are going up in damages a lot here. Probably for being veteran. Then here for fire, front you only do air. Yeah. Now this is good. It'll work out. I think. I want to move them around. Usually I want them to hit the level 1 monster first, so that we keep the level 2 monster for longer. But she will tank one more hit, I think, from the priestess here. So we get to... we might even clear them in the first room here. I'm kind of thinking that that could be a thing. That's kind of insane. Probably not. That seems insane. But the real question is... I don't think we're doing fire damage with the ladies here. We're going to be doing the poison one and stacking that up high. And so if they come out of that fight with a ton of poison damage, we should stack that on further with more poison here. Good stuff. Then, in this room, we need to think a little bit. Just a little bit here. I think we will... Here's an example of a situation where the skeleton soldier is super good, because we only have one enemy that targets front, and he's good against her. And so the rest of the attacks will be targeted behind him, where he gives a damage reduction. So whoever we put in the back will not only get his resistances against these two guys, but also extra resistance for the skeleton soldier, right? If we put in the satyr here, we get even more resistance for his passive. And I think this is a perfect situation to stack him in here. And now we need someone in the back who can tank air and fire at both. Which I don't think we have. Oh, we do have the Dark Makers. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the best we've got. So let's put in you. And you also have good speed, so she will go first. Yeah, I think we kill them in the second room. Bare minimum. But we'll do elemental weakness before the boss fight. So we can better damage. Yeah. We've got this in the bag. No worries. So far we've been really lucky in all of the dungeons. We haven't really had one that was a hard challenge yet, I find. But now I jinxed it, so the next one will be impossible. And look at that. Look at how much poison we've applied. They take 30... they take 5 per stack applied, and then it takes 1 stack off every time they've had a turn, right? So 30, 35 here, 30, 40 here, and it's modified by their nature resistance, so they take even more because they all have negative resistances. This is kind of crazy. Now, this one ricochets to things that are affected by burn, but there's none of that. The one in the back has really good fire resistance. So we'll be using the area attack here. She gets rid of her poison, of course, which is kind of annoying. But we get to reapply it in a sec, so don't worry about it. And I've got 11 here, and then 14 here, and 15 there. Look at that. Insane. Oh, I think we lose this fight, though. But we almost killed them in the first fight. This is when the succubi, when they work really well. Yeah, she won't even make it to the next fight. Look at that. Bam. Alright. Oh. Interesting. So here we can either choose gold, which is always nice. We can get a new monster, the Flame Eater. The Flame Eater is one of my favorites. He is so freaking good. The Flame Eater has an area attack. He always does area damage, fire damage specifically. But when he attacks, he adds 2 stacks to the penalty with the most stacks applied to the target. And he has a passive, which I don't know if I understand that one completely accurately, but it says damage dealt is increased by 5% per stack of penalty applied to heroes. Which means that if you can stack up like we just did with 10 nature damage, it's basically 50% extra damage on top of what he's already doing. And whatever stacks they already have applied, he will stack more onto that. It's so freaking good. Because whatever combo you're already doing, he will just deal some damage and then apply more stacks on top of whatever you were trying to do. So he works with the lead combo, he works with the poison combo, and if he... I mean, he does fire damage, so on his own, and if they have tons of penalties, which we normally give to them, then he does more. He's so good. And then, by contrast, we have this Enchanted Seeds here that we can upgrade on our Enchantress, which I need to play with these Enchanted Seeds at some point. But since we haven't focused on it yet, and I really want this Flame Eater, we are grabbing that. Okay, lost some motivation, but it's all fine. Good stuff. Now, then we come into Engineer, Collectors, or Event. Engineer allows us to upgrade traps. Here we can... The tax collectors are vampires, if you were wondering. Of course they are. Right, and then Event... But the problem with Event is that you sometimes need more than 230 gold to do whatever the event allows you to do. And the collectors are just so good. And worth noting, because we have the magic purse, every type of gold income we can get gives us more. So we get not 200 but now 240, which is amazing. I love this magic purse. Then here we can either go to Sanctuary, but this one we have inadequate resources for, so of course we won't. Merchant allows us to spend gold, but in reality I would want to go on a business trip before we do the trainer down here, I think. So let's go on a business trip with some of our monsters. We can get a new artifact, demonic pendant. Each hero has a 30% chance to be affected by demoralized at the start of a dungeon, which is not good because it has to do with morale, and we are not focusing on morale, and it's not even consistent. So yeah, no. But this over here though, look at that. 250, this is already modified by our magic purse, and then we get 30 tiers as well, which is amazing. This is, of course, we get higher rewards because we are sending a level 3 guy, which is not insignificant, but this reward cannot be ignored. This is really nice. Now here, Siege is kind of cool. Siege allows you to rent out traps, which is fine. Traps is, since you get the choice, you can usually... We don't have that many traps though, and this is our last chance to improve our dungeon setup before we get to the veterans. We might get something good in the event, but we can't know. We have 720 gold, we should spend it. Let's go to the trainer. Before you go to the trainer, you always got to make sure that you can remove as many as you can, as many monsters as you can out of the garrison and onto the rooms, which we have already done, so it's fine. I can see here that we have a problem. 1, 2, we do not get our ice combo back before the next dungeon, and we have a lot of guys that are already low on motivation, so we are about to walk in. If we wanted to make sure no one gets burnt out in the next dungeon, this is what it would look like, and this is not okay. We cannot go into a veteran encounter like this, so we will end up having to send guys that are already not that motivated, which is a risk, but we will have to take it. Now we are going to train some guys. We are going to level up this succubus now, because it gives her this small triangle here is indicating that this attack will be upgraded, and I already know what's coming here. We will get to do burn damage with it, and so that'll help comboing with you here with his attack that ricochets on heroes affected by burn. So definitely upgrade this succubus. Then I would love to upgrade the skeleton soldier, also the flame eater and the elemental here. Since we already have elemental combo, I should really consider going for this one. I'm going for demons because I hope we get the artifact that relates to demons later down the line. There's 2 in fact, and both are good. So we can afford both the fire elemental and the flame eater, I think, upgrading, and I will do that. What do you get, Mr. Satyr, if we upgrade you? Just more health and resistances, nothing else? Okay. No. More health and a little bit of resistance on flame eater. And then more health, but also upgrading an attack here, apparently, to get 2 burn. Yeah. Very nice. Alright. That's pretty good. We get an event here now with no gold. But we find gold. We placed a bet on a ball racing game during lunch break. The one you chose finished first and you won the jackpot. And this, again, is modified by our purse. So we're just making a ton of money off of this purse right now. Perfect. Unfortunately, we don't get to spend that before this dungeon. Now, I haven't talked about this, but you can see here there's 2 different backgrounds on these images, and that does affect what kind of room-specific effect you can get. I don't think we've gotten to that point where that matters yet, so I'm getting ahead of myself here. Alright, let's set up fire combo in the second room this time. Like this, you put the air combo up front. This is also fire combo, I suppose. But we'll do it like this, because you have more motivation. We have both nature and fire combo here. We have bleed here, and this guy is technically also bleed if we want him to be. We have nature combo here. We have air combo there. Now, this is a really good setup. We might end up burning out our succubi, which I really hope we don't. So let's try to kill them before they get that far. But I feel like we are a little bit ahead of the curve at this point. We've done really well, but we've also been lucky with the heroes. Let's see here. We've got a ninja. The ninja is an upgrade of the thug that we've had earlier. He applies poison at the start of the fight to the one with the most life, and then he does area and nature damage. He also takes less damage and morale from traps. We've got an exile who throws air spears at the back and heals morale, which we don't care about. And then we have another tracker who does fire damage to the back line, dodges the effect of the first trap, and she's got this nice passive here, which is annoying. Initial duration of penalties received decreased by 1 turn with a minimum of 1. Alright. So we've got air and fire at the back and nature everywhere. Okay. This makes the skeleton soldier really good in this encounter because he won't be targeted at all. So we get the maximum effect out of the passive here, tanking at the back line. Air and fire. You, in fact, Kelthie, have both air and fire resistance, so that's kind of nice. So does this Dark Magus. What else can we do? We can get more bleed here. We go for bleed on the front. Yeah, that works out quite nice, and Kelthie can then apply more bleed as well. So, let me think. What else can we do? Nature? No, we don't want to do nature. Look at that. 85% nature damage for this guy. That's insane. Okay. I think we are gonna do this. Oh, she doesn't... Oh. This then. Oh, no. What am I doing? Rockhart and then Kelthie, who's taking less damage from both, and also less nature damage. Less air, less fire, and 25% less because of the skeleton soldier. Are we gonna kill them in the first room? No. No, not quite. I don't think so, but we are gonna do serious damage here. Then, we can do fire damage at that with mortar, but that's not gonna be ideal. What are we doing up here? We are doing mostly fire, if we can get away with it. Fire will be decent. But the succubi won't be good because this guy has negative armor. In fact, it will be really bad. Oh boy, this is gonna suck. I'm not sure what we are gonna do here. Maybe the poison. It's not good against you, but it's good against the other guys. We do the cursed prism. Yeah, I'll do the cursed prism. Then here we will be applying the mental weakness as well, and then we are gonna come in here and then we give them mortar in the back. Seems silly when she has so much fire resistance, but the poison cloud will do so little in this particular case here. She dodges the effect of the first trap, which is this one here then, so no elemental weakness applied here, but she gets it here. And then this guy takes less damage from traps, but that doesn't really matter because the poison cloud will do nothing to him anyway. I think we are doing the mortar in the back. Even though she's gonna have 25 fire resistance against it, it's still pretty good damage. And the poison cloud would not do as much. No. I've made up my mind. Alright, this is tricky though. We got fire and air resistance in the back, that's nice. Everyone has low nature resistance though. We can get the satyr in to do good. More resistances for us, I mean, which will help. Then I suppose I'm not going to be using the level 3 succubus because we are not going to win this here. And I don't want her to burn out if we can avoid it. So, let's put Shanus in here. Fire and air resistances. He's way more tanky. Yeah, this works out quite well, I think. Yeah, we'll try this. Okay, I mean, we will win. It's only a question about how many monsters we end up burning out here. Okay. We are doing lead combo on the front, hoping to kill him quickly. Get him bleeding. Yeah, he might not even make it to second room. Oh, get one more attack in. Oh, he did. Yeah, he's dead. Nice. Okay, that was way more effective than I thought it would be. Nice. Then we do have this flamboyant lightning, but that's not really what we want. We want to apply more elemental weakness here. Mortar hits the backline. So now they only have 2 guys, and the action economy matters a lot in this game here. Spreads 2 stacks from all penalties applied to the target to another random hero. That seems really good. So we'll do that on the back because she's got 2 different ones. So the burn will be applied then to the exile here. If we did it on the front, we would spread some elemental weakness to the back. That doesn't really help us. She's already got that. So let's just do this here. Yeah, nice. And I think we are killing them here. Do we do fire damage? Or infection? This applies poison, which we can then combo with the satyr. Yeah, got big combo coming up. We will do... Ooh, this bounces around to all heroes affected by burn. But I think I would love to apply more burn instead. Like so. And so now we are going to attack the frontliner to spread the poison to the backliner. Like that. Yeah, the satyr is good when you get the whole combo working, for sure. That elemental or fire elemental tanked like a boss. Now, I really want to kill the frontliner quickly. I think he's basically already dead from this ongoing damage here, so I'll spread some more penalties to the backliner here. Can we kill him? Almost. Well, he might die if I do the fire damage this time. I think he's dead. Yeah, good. And so now the satyr doesn't do anything. Well, he does his normal damage, but he doesn't spread stacks around anymore. That's something to keep in mind with the satyr. Right. Anyway, he's still kind of crazy because he spreads all applied penalties to other monsters or to other heroes. That's kind of insane. And there's some serious combos with him that I can imagine. Oh, we're so close to killing her before she got my succubus. Too bad. We can get another cursed prison, so we have 2 of them. Or a boar man, which is a creature, a really good one because it can stun heroes. And that is not to be underestimated, especially when we start getting elite heroes, or boss heroes, or whatever you want to call them. Champions is what they're called. But we have the artifact that boosts gold income, and so I think I will go for the gold, trying to get something other than creatures. Alright. We end up burning out our final elemental, no pun intended, and the succubus. That's kind of bad. Alright, we can go to a workout here, which we will. And again, we are able to use all of it. That's really nice. We can get, here we get more resistances on our master. Here we get more maximum health, and here we get more armor. So we have both increased our resistance against all kinds of magical attacks, and now we are also increasing our armor against physical attacks. In general, just making us more tanky. Perfect. Then we get an event here. Professional mourner. A banshee offered her crying services for a very reasonable price. We get to buy 20 tiers for 150 gold. Yes, let's do that. Sure. And we are about to see a trainer after this week, so let's just do an event here, not spend money on a merchant. We get the R&D manager needs a guinea pig to test a trap. He's asking you to provide him with one of your employees in exchange for some gold. So he wants to, in effect, buy this treant from us. Can we do without that treant? Oh, look at this. This is kind of bad. Oh, I can't click on things right now. He wants to pay 300 gold for Sherman here, which I think is good, but we are running low on monsters, so maybe it's bad. I'm gonna do it. The treants are so bad. So here we have our setup for the trainer. Lots of money to spend in here. This is really nice. We will be upgrading the ice elemental because it's an elemental. Yes. Then we got a new passive here. Also affect other heroes affected by frostbite. Something we don't do a lot of yet, but can do more of later. Now we have full on ice combo again, which is going to be really nice. We can upgrade the flame meter again. I would love to upgrade the skeleton soldier. He's just such a good creature. The satyr too, making him more tanky. Upgrading his resistance a touch. Yeah, that's not bad. Don't have any more elementals. The ice skeleton is also kind of interesting in that it combos, gets stronger and more tanky for every hero affected by frostbite. Right now it's only him that we have that can apply frostbite to anyone, but that's not true. If we comboed it with the satyr, we could spread the frostbite to more heroes, right? To the target hero behind the target, or to another random hero in this case. Okay. This one is specifically to the one behind the target, this one is to a random hero. Okay. Satyr is really cool. I'm gonna upgrade the satyr. And then I think Calfee, the flame eater here. We got money for one more upgrade. Here's another. You are also a demon. I guess I'm hoping still that we will get that demon, some of those demon items later. Because we're investing pretty heavily in demons, which is not bad. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the gargoyle. Say that's good enough.
Stronger heroes are coming from faraway lands. In order to better combat this threat, we have increased the size of our dungeons.
Oh, and I guess I've never shown you guys the actual intro where she talks about what the whole lore of the game is. But we are hired by this dungeon corporation to protect treasures from the evil heroes. And so now she is, the dungeon corporation is increasing the size of our dungeons. We have a champion incoming. Fun! Which means that we need everyone on deck to have a chance at beating this. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. We can absolutely do this. Sure, no problem. I think I will move the satyr up front here. We have some fire combo-ish here. We can do air combo, right? Air, air, and air. We have nature if I switch one of them out. The bleed combo is also more important. I think this is more important. We can start looking at maybe having morale combo. You do morale damage, you do morale damage. Then here we can do morale and morale. Kathy here, the flame eater, is technically also capable of doing morale. The problem is we don't have a single trap that affects morale, so it's gonna be tricky to do morale. But it's not impossible. What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, I don't think we should be focusing on morale. My master, the Enchantress, doesn't have any morale attack either. They didn't build her with morale in mind, for sure. Putting the ice combos up front is bad, because if we don't get the trap in front of that room, it doesn't make sense. We always want to use the icy breeze here before the ice room, so this also always has to be room 2, technically, or generally. I think this is the setup we're using. But maybe I want to move the air combo down here. Not like that, no. The Satyr goes in the second room again, because then we have full air combo. In the first room, full the best bleed we can do. We have some sort of fire combo here with the skeletons. I think we can beat them. I think we will live through this. But there's a chance that this is the final thing. Did I already do 2 dungeons? Doesn't matter. We'll play one more here. It's fine. Okay. We've got the Huntress champion. This is actually the weakest champion, in my opinion. There are certainly champions that are worse than her. She is annoying. She does physical damage to the back. Then she has 2 passives. The attack applies stunned to the backliner that she hits if she is affected by at least 1 penalty, which she will be after the trap here. So she is gonna stun lock the backliner for the entire fight. Always happens. Then we've got a scout doing physical damage to the back, so 2 times physical damage to the back. We can do some work with that. And then a thug dealing nature damage to the front. Alright. And now we've got a new room. That's what the lady was talking about. We've added an extra room that now comes with a spell. And this one is based on what type of environment we're in. So now we can see here that we are like in an environment, like in an ice dungeon right now. So we get an ice themed room here. And it can do different things. Most notably, I usually use this one here that deals damage and applies frostbite to everyone. Frostbite and burn, in particular, are good because they do percentage damage, which later down the line, when heroes have thousands of HP, or 1,000 plus at least, then percentage damage becomes really good. She's got good fire resistance, so the mortar doesn't really make sense. We could go for the Cursed Prism for elemental weakness, or just apply some poison. We will go for the elemental weakness for now. She dodges the effect of the first traps, and none of the others have trap resistance or anything, but she won't be affected by the first one anyway. Then, let's see. The one in the back will be continually stunned. She has 95 speed. If we could find one that has more than 95 speed, we would at least get 1 action out of that backliner, and that would probably be the Dark Magus here. I think he's the only one. The Gargoyle too. She does physical damage, and the Magus has negative armor, so it'll be the Gargoyle. Air resistances are pretty low, so that's kind of nice. Fire is also decently low. So I think, and you do have positive armor, so that works well with the succubus. You do nature damage to the front. I think we will be putting the skeleton up front. Then probably the succubus and then the gargoyle. That's not really a combo, but it will do good damage. The succubus will hit all of them. We could have another frontliner. How long will the backline here hold? Not that long. I really want Calthy here in Flame Eater. So, what's a good way to get that going? Need to exchange one of them then for her. It could be like this then. No, I think this makes way more sense. He's also got decent nature resistance, so he'll stick around for a while. And it's elemental damage. Fire is low on their side, so that's nice. And applying more stacks will be good. We will go with this. Then ice. What's ice resistance like? Low. Nice. Then, do we have anyone with good armor? Yes. If we do the ice elemental in the back, it won't ever get to move, but at least it'll tank for a while. And then we can put the Yeti up front. So like this. I want the Satyr, but we have already committed to ice combo, right? So let's see, here we do Cursed Prison, then we will probably be hitting with this Frostbite thing. Easy target from this thing here means more damage taken from traps. That's not important. And then here it slows them, which is kind of nice. But does a little bit, only a little bit of damage. Where this one does a lot of damage, and it's ice, which they are not that resistant to. The question is whether we can get the Satyr in here somehow and justify that. Could be instead of the ice skeleton here. But since they probably have lowered ice resistance, it seems kind of silly. Spreading around those penalties though, that's kind of nice. Won't lie. No, I think we should stick with the ice combo. Like so. We might beat them in the second room. But if not, I'm sure the Enchantress will kill them here. And we will do the Stalactite Falls. Yeah, even though it's physical damage, still good. Oh, and the Gargoyle now has a morale-specific passive, which at some point we might get some morale stuff going, but right now it's a passive, so it doesn't hurt. Anyway, we are doing bleeding to the frontliner here, yeah. Because that'll combo with the Flame Eater. Oh, live! Oh, he died from just the first round. Wow. I did not expect that. Apply more penalties so that you do a ton of damage here. Yeah, he's so good. Lots of damage. But we're done. She's getting stun locked at this point, so even if she survived, she would not be able to do anything. But we did really good damage to them. The Thug is already out. Here we are doing magical brambles, as always. And then we can kill the frontliner in the first action, perfect. Backliner will get stun locked, but didn't even lose 25% of his health, so he can tank for the rest of the encounter while we kill the champion. Should work out. Yeah, and having the satyr here would not have helped because there's no heroes to spread his stuff around to, right? So we gotta really think about when to use that satyr. Anyway, ooh, oh, this is tricky. We can either upgrade our magic purse, which is so freaking good, or get an elite monster. There's 2 elite monsters to choose from, and this Infernal Guardian is one of my favorite monsters in the game. It's so good, especially if you get that demon combo that I keep talking about. So we've been working towards it. He works with fire damage, and if the target he targets the center hero, and if that target has negative fire resistance when he attacks, not after he attacks, but when he attacks, it'll bounce to another hero, dealing really good damage, and then applying fire weakness to both of them, making the next round where he does the same even stronger. This is a tough choice. I mean, okay, so then there's this Chubuko, which is the morale elite unit. It's really good at the whole morale combo. And then his passive, unfortunately, is just so bad. Wait, what? It's been reworked. The Chubuko gains 1 immunity at the start of a dungeon, protected against hero skills. Okay. Immunity 1. Huh. It's been reworded, but I think it does the same. I've never triggered that one. So, it's not impossible to trigger, but it's hard, and it's even when you somehow make that passive work for you, it does so little. That doesn't matter. This guy is so good. Look at that. 175 HP at level 1. I can't say no to the Infernal Guardian. Even though I would have wanted to upgrade that artifact, it would have been amazing. Okay, and so here we have a bad week. We can either go to the doctor for free and heal, but we don't have any damage, so we might as well go to the merchant, but we have no gold. So, okay, we can buy one of these. And I suppose we could buy this electrical coil. Why not? Sometimes we lose traps. Having an extra trap on board might be fine. This skeleton magus will help us do more fire combo, and the harpy will help us do more air combo. Can I look at my monsters right now? Do we have more skeletons or more creatures? We only have 1 creature, don't we? You. Yeah, oh, and I was supposed to end the video, but I will buy the skeleton magus. Done. Sold! Alright, so I can't stop playing, but I gotta end the video here, guys. So thank you for watching, as always. I hope you're enjoying the series, and stay tuned for more Legend of Keepers coming soon. See you then, and bye-bye.